Hi, everybody. Hi, my dear students. How are you? Welcome to the session. We are continuing with a very special series on verbs. So, this is another extension to our series. Earlier one was based on vocabulary, this one is based on grammar. So, I'm sure you're going to really enjoy today's session. So before we commence with the session, could I please request you to use the share button and invite all your buddies for the amazing class? Hi to everybody, those who have joined us right now. How are you doing? Hope you people are safe and sound. Hope you are taking good care of yourself. Hope you are fit and fine. Welcome to the session. So, we are going to learn the types of verbs. This is the third session on verbs. We have already talked about what are verbs. These are action words. The previous session we talked about that how can you classify verbs as physical verbs and mental verbs, and also we talked about linking verbs, right? I hope you remember. So what are physical verbs? Where the physical activity is happening, either you are doing it yourself or you are doing it with the help of any tool. Then we talked about verbs which are mental verbs. So when you're thinking or it's a cognitive skill set needed, those verbs we put under the category of mental verbs. We did also talk about linking verbs, the state of existence verbs, right? So if I say air is present everywhere, so is a state of existing verb, right? So we are going to talk about verbs, other classification in today's session. Before that, I hope you have used the share button and invited all your friends for the amazing class. Let me introduce myself. My name is Juhi Narula. I have 12 years of experience in training students for various competitive exams. I also happen to be a life skills coach and a content creator. I've done my bachelor's in technology and master's in business administration. So today we are going to learn about transitive and intransitive words. So it's going to be an amazing and a very interesting session. So buckle up as we explore more about verbs in today's class. Hi to everybody, those who have just joined. How are you? How are you doing? Hope you're fit and fine. I hope you're very excited about today's session. Quickly let me know how many of you are excited. I'm sure it's going to be great learning in today's class. So let's get started. So here, like we already discussed, what are verbs? So verbs are the words that tell us about what is the action happening in the sentence, right? So any sentence in English you can't create without having a verb in it. Even state of existence is a verb that we call linking verbs. This special name we learned in the previous class. Like if I say I am Juhi Nerula, so am is also a verb, that state of existence, right? We are students, are is the state of existence. We've also talked about the types of verbs. The previous classification we did was based on physical verbs and mental verbs. So what is the action that's happening? If it is happening physically, then we call it physical verbs like jumping, running, driving, like dancing. And how would we put in the mental verbs? Worrying, learning, thinking, right? All these would be mental verbs. So today we are going to learn about transitive and intransitive verbs. So how do we decide that whether a verb is transitive or intransitive? So a transitive verb is one that will make sense if there is a receiver, if it exerts its action on an object. So if the action is received, so in that case, the verb will be transitive. So you need somebody to receive the action. So that's where we come up with this terminology transitive. An intransitive one is one where we do not need an object. Like if I give you an example, Ram kicks a ball. So the action is received by ball. Ball is the object in the sentence. So kicks become a transitive verb. But if I say words fly, so the idea is complete and you don't need an object in it. So fly becomes an intransitive verb, right? So let's explore more about transitive and intransitive in today's class, right? So let's get started. How do I identify? So, like I said, transitive verbs are not just verbs that can take an object, they demand objects, right? You need to have an object, otherwise, the sentence is not going to make sense. So, here the sentence would look incomplete. Like I said, it would not make a complete sense. Like if I give you this example, please bring coffee. If I don't put the word coffee, then you will say, what do I bring? Right? Do you understand? So please bring what? What? Who? What do you want me to bring? Right? So if I give you another example that I was talking about, let's we are going to do a lot of examples. So let me just put my pointer on and let's take one more example. So if I say Ram kicks a ball. So in this case, imagine if the sentence would have been till here. So what is Ram kicking? We don't know. So what is he kicking? You would want an answer. So the moment you put a ball, then you're putting an object or receiver of the action. So kicks becomes what? Kicks becomes a transitive verb. Right? So transitive verbs are one that demands object. If the object is not there, then the sentence would fail to make complete sense. Right? So I'm sure you're clear with the concept. So what are we going to do? We are going to pick some more examples. So let's see, this phone is buzzing. So let's see what are these examples all about. The girl carry water to their village. Now, if you are taking a look at the sentence, then see if I remove this particular portion and I say, is the sentence making sense to you? Then you will say, ma'am, what is the girl carrying? I don't know. Right? So the girl might be carrying anything. The moment you put water there, it would make sense. So water is an object, right? So carry is the transitive verb and water is an object in the statement. So this is what a typical example of transitive verb. Let's pick another example. Juan threw the ball. So Juan is the subject, doer in the sentence. If I say Juan threw, so you'll say, what did Juan threw? Like the previous one, Ram kicks. What is Ram kicking? You need an answer. Ram kicks a ball or Juan throws the ball. So ball is receiving the action. So threw becomes a transitive verb and ball becomes what? Ball becomes the object, right? Let's take another example. Could you phone the neighbors, right? So phone whom? Neighbors, right? So phone becomes the transitive verb. Let's pick another example. I caught, what did I catch? Did I catch sleep or did I catch a ball or did I catch a butterfly? I caught a cold. So cold is the object and caught remains to be the transitive verb, right? Let's pick another example. She loves rainbows. Now, if I say she loves, then you'll say, ma'am, what does she love? She loves bananas, or she loves apple pie, or she loves plum cake, or she loves desserts. Oh, she might also love dancing, or she loves grammar classes. What is she enjoying? What is she loving? We need an answer. So, rainbows is giving an answer. Rainbow is the object, and loves remains to be the transitive verb, right? Let's take one more example. Leela conveyed the message. So what did Leela convey? Leela conveyed the message, right? Leela could have conveyed any other thing also. So message is giving us clarity. Message is the object and the sentence is making sense because of the presence of the message, and conveyed remains to be the transitive verb, right? So each of the verbs in these sections have object that complete the verb actions. If the objects were taken out, the result would be illogical and the questions would be raised in the mind of the reader. For example, Leela conveyed what? Right, like a previous, all the examples we have elaborated in detail. So what you are going to do, you are going to take a quick minute and take a look at the examples again and see if it makes sense to you. If you are comfortable, quickly give me a thumbs up and then we are going to proceed further. So everybody, please take a look at the slide again and absorb the information and let me know, are you comfortable? Any example, which is not making sense, or you would want more clarity, we can always discuss, right? So quickly take a look at all these sentences and let me know, are we sorted? Quickly give me a thumbs up in the comment section. Yay, many thumbs up are coming. I'm so excited that you're getting the concepts. Like I always say, grammar is not difficult. You just need to learn it the right way, right? If you'll do it with logic, you're really going to find it really, amazing, very interesting. So let's further proceed. Now, what are intransitive verbs? Why is this lady smiling, dancing? She's happy and excited to learn grammar, I'm sure. So you are. So let's see. And intransitive is the opposite of transitive verb. It does not require an object to act upon. Like the previous cases, we felt that the sentence requires an object to make complete sense. Otherwise, it would not be able to convey complete idea, or it would sound illogical. But here, in terms of intransitive verbs, it would not require, an object to facilitate the meaning. So let's pick up some examples. Like I said, they jumped. So the sentence is clear, right? The dog ran, she sang, a light was shining. So you can see that these verbs do not require an object, right? Jumped, ran, sang, shining. So that's what we mean by intransitive verbs, right? So a number of English verbs can only be intransitive. That means they would never require an object, right? So these are two examples: arrive and die. You can't arrive something, and you certainly can't die something. So it's impossible for an object to follow these verbs. Please note down, it's very, very important that arrive and die. So it's marked in detail. These two verbs are intransitive and never any object would fit in, right? You can't arrive something, and similarly, you can't die something. So please pen it down wherever you are making notes so that this information stays with you. This is an important point, and a lot of questions can come where your knowledge would be tested. So if you're aware about this, that definitely it gives you an edge, right? So quickly pen it down. Please ensure that while you're attending the classes of grammar, you need to have a thin notebook where you are writing not all the points, but some of the points which you consider are important and peculiar, unique, and you were not aware about, right? So if there is some point that you are aware about, you know it before and you've not forgotten it, then it is fine not writing it. But if you're finding a unique point or a point that you are, you are new to and you have not discussed this in detail before, or there is a good possibility that you might forget, so it's always a good thing that you pen down these points so that there is good awareness, and we can always revise whenever we are, having some time, or whenever we finish our class, or whenever we commence with our next class. We should always quickly take a look at the concepts that we have done before. This helps us stay in rhythm and the momentum is maintained, right? So what are you going to do? If you're not going to write these points, then in the class you might really understand, or you might feel associated, or you find the relevance of the concept, or you will get this confidence that you are through with the concept. But if you're not going to write and revise, then it's a high possibility that you're going to forget, and that's something which we wouldn't want, right? So if we are investing our time and if we're investing our effort, then it should be something that should give us long term benefits, right? We are not doing it for short term. We are having a goal in our mind that we have to ace grammar, not only to appear for the competitive exams. Of course, this is one great benefit. Any competitive exam that has got verbal in it will definitely have some grammar based questions. So we have to really nail those questions, because grammar questions always have an edge. They're these questions which are very quick to solve, right? So you're going to save a lot of time if you're having fundamental clarity and awareness, right? And if you do not have fundamental clarity and awareness, there's a high possibility that you'll go wrong. So that's something we wouldn't want. We would not want to go wrong on these questions, right? So it's very important to keep revising, keep learning, right? So on this note, let's quickly move ahead. I hope you have noted down the point. But before we begin the exercise, which is really, really interesting, it's time to take a quick break. Take a tiny, tiny break and join me back. I'll give you 2 minutes. Quickly fetch a glass of water, or do some jumping jacks, or close your eyes and meditate, or revise the concept. Now we know about transitive and intransitive, so we are going to do a very interesting drill. So this girl looks very happy and excited, and she's got lovely flowers. So let's see what is the drill all about. So quickly take a quick break, come back, and then we begin with our exercise. So we see some of the students joining back. Let's wait for a few more seconds for everybody to bounce back. Absolutely regenerated, fresh, and enthusiastic to solve this very interesting exercise, right? So let's wait for a few more seconds for everybody to join us back, and then we are going to see that what are we supposed to do, right? Great, great. So see, we see a lot of students coming back. Welcome to the session again. I hope you're fit and fine. And what is this task? It's a very simple task. So what you are going to do, you are going to take a look at the sentences and you're going to let me know that in which of the sentence, what is the nature of the verb, which of the 10 sentences have got a transitive verb, and which of the sentences does not have a transitive one but has an intransitive verb, right? So please take 2 minutes, please pay attention. You already know the concept and it's not a very difficult exercise. So take your time, take 2 minutes and go through all the sentences. You know the concept. Transitive verbs are the ones which definitely need an object, and intransitive ones verbs are the ones which do not need an object. So the concept is very simple. We have quickly retouched it also, and now you are ready. So quickly see that how would you solve these questions. To the identification, I give you 2 minutes. Just pay attention to the sentences, don't look here and there. Keep your energy intact and apply the concept that we have learned so far. Everybody, please do that. Quickly do it. Don't get lose your focus. Don't let your energy go away. Channelize your effort, channelize your energy. Great, great. So many of our students are putting in the comment section that they have done the drill. Very, very good. So let's wait for a few more seconds for everybody to finish and then we will start with the discussion. So everybody quickly wind up so that we can begin with the discussion. Great. So let's start with the discussion. So let's take a look with the at the first statement. She advised me to consult a doctor. So what you would need an object, right? What was the advice? That to consult a doctor, right? So without consulting a doctor, the statement would not make sense. Hence, in this case, advised would be what? Advised would be a transitive verb, right? I hope it is clear to all my lovely students. Very good, very well done. So I hope you're enjoying the concept, right? So isn't it very difficult? So why are we always worried that grammar is so monotonous, so difficult, so burdensome? It isn't. So she advised, what did she advise? You want the answer. She advised to consult a doctor. So that is the reason advised would be a transitive verb. What are transitive verbs? That need an object in the sentence, right? So I hope we are clear with the first example. Everybody quickly give me a thumbs up. Are we good to go to the next one? Are we sorted? Are we feeling confident? If you got it right, very good. In case you did not get it right, I hope you know how to solve the question, right? So let's move to the next sentence. What is the next sentence? Let's invite your cousins as well. So in this case, invite is the verb, and who should we invite? We need an answer. Your cousins. So again, second is an example of transitive verb. And invite is the transitive verb, right? So let us invite whom? Invite our cousins. So there is this apostrophe, right? So let me just slightly go away from the topic and tell you that what do we mean by apostrophe. So this is apostrophe s. We use it for two reasons. One is to show possession and another is to show contraction. Let's see how. So when I say Ram's car, then I'm trying to show possession. Whose car? Ram's car. If I say Juhi's pen, then whose pen? Juhi's pen, right? If it's a plural term that doesn't end with S, then again you're going to say children's park, right? But if it is a plural term that ends with S, you're simply going to put just an apostrophe. Tigers, cubs, right? So it's a plural term. Tigers is a plural term, ends with S. So you're just going to put an apostrophe instead of apostrophe S, right? So I'm sure you're clear with the usage. Now for contraction, like if I have to write they are, I'm going to write they apostrophe re instead. If I have to write cannot, I'm going to write like this, right? So if I have to write I am going to write I am, right? So this is let us. This is a contraction of let us. So see how magical grammar is, right? We were doing what? We were doing verbs, and in between we have learned this amazing concept of apostrophe. Isn't it so wonderful? A pat on your back for being so amazing and being such great learners, right? So I hope we are sorted with the second example, all my lovely students. Let's take a look at the next sentence. So the next is I waited for an hour. So I waited. I don't need an object, right? I simply waited. So in this case, waited is what? This is an intransitive verb because I don't need an object here. Right? I hope I make sense to you, my dear lovely students. See, it is so simple. It is so much fun. If you are learning it in the right way, then you're never going to make a mistake. And if you're making mistakes, there's no problem. Just ensure that you are learning lessons from your mistakes, right? You are not repeating the mistakes. What happens is making mistakes is not bad. It's a good thing. Then your learning will happen. But you should learn from the mistakes, right? So don't repeat the previous mistake, make new mistakes and then learn, and then this is how your progress is going to happen, right? So everybody who did this question rightly, very good, kudos to you. Those who couldn't, no problem. I hope you have learned very good on learning, right? So let's move to the fourth sentence. I received your letter in the morning. So what did I receive? I received a letter. That means I need an object in the sentence. So received becomes what? A transitive verb, right? So for fourth, the answer would be transitive. I received what? I need an object. I received a letter. So in fourth sentence, received is going to be what? Received is going to be a transitive verb, right? So let's take a look at sentence number 5, my dear lovely students. I am going to send her some flowers. Oh, that is the reason this lady is getting the flowers, right? Somebody is sending beautiful flowers for her. So now we can associate. I was just wondering, why is this lady carrying the flowers? Because there's a sentence, right? So let's see. I'm going to send her some flowers. So in this case, what am I going to send? Some flowers, right? So there is an object in the statement which is needed. So fifth is again an example of transitive verb. So I'll just write near this lady that, ma'am, the verb that is there in the sentence in which you have been included is the one where the verb is transitive, right? So for question number 5, the verb is transitive in nature. I hope I make sense. Everybody, quickly give me a thumbs up. Any doubt, please let me know. Otherwise, let's move to the next sentence, which is sentence number 6. He has changed a lot since he got married. So he has changed, right? So we don't need any object in this sentence. So changed becomes what? It is an intransitive verb. In this case, the verb is intransitive in nature, right? I hope I make sense, everybody. So this is an intransitive verb because you don't need an object, right? So let's move to the last one. Suddenly the child woke up. So what is the verb here? Woke is the verb. And do we need an object? No. So in this case, the verb is again going to be intransitive, right? So that brings us to an end of the exercise. So there are our 7 questions. Let me quickly repeat the answers so that there is no confusion. The first one, the verb is transitive. Second, transitive. Third, intransitive. Fourth, transitive. Fifth, transitive. Sixth and seventh, intransitive. Right? So I hope you enjoyed the session. You're going to make a list of more such words which you can classify as transitive and intransitive. And please do follow us on our Fundoo Class mobile app, Facebook group, and Instagram page. And do tag us when you're uploading the videos. The tag is hashtag Fundoo Class Live. If you've really liked the session, do follow me on the app and ask your friends also to do so. You can simply download the app on Google Play, and if you're an iPhone user, you can use the App Store to download our Fundoo Class mobile app, right? Now, what is important is to make some exciting videos because our team is super excited to watch your videos. So am I. We eagerly wait that your videos are going to come and we are going to just love watching them. We got an overwhelming response for our vocabulary series, and there were so many amazing videos that we could see, enjoy, and really it fills our heart with so much of happiness. So please do make some videos that's going to help you learn the concept in a better way, and you're going to get a question drill along with the answers. So please do solve that drill also so that you're able to understand and apply the concept in a better way, which is actually needed. So whenever we do any session, of course we are going to always do a quick drill so that we are able to revise the concept, and always I will ensure that there is a quick homework for you to for you to solve so that you learn the concepts and you are able to do questions on your own, right? So the intent of the class is to help you understand what sort of concept we learned and how do we apply it, and the intent of homework is to check that whether your learning was on the right track or not, right? So don't forget that learning is a continuous process, and you need to revise also with grammar. If you're not going to revise, you're going to forget, and that we would not want, right? So please keep on revising the fundamentals, please keep on revising the concepts. I am sure the entire class there will be just one, two, or three things that would be very important for you to retain. So you can filter. That's where we will trust your judgment that whatever you see super important, or that's something which is new to you, you pen it down, and you keep on revising these concepts, because ultimately you'll soon be able to associate, relate, and then your dependency on revision would stop, right? But just don't lose that patience, that when is it going to happen. Every student has got a different pace. Somebody might just need 2 3 revisions and you'll be able to assimilate. One might need 5 7, and that is fine if you're belonging to either of the categories, right? So thank you so much for your wonderful participation. I hope you really liked the session. It was so much fun to teach you all. Take good care of yourself. All the best. Bye bye.